Don't rely on me. Yeah. What's up with y'all, boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this beautiful money making Saturday here with the PickDawgz Morning Show. I know the drill, man. We're live 365 days a year just to let you guys know our thoughts and opinions on the day's action. So right now, it's just me and Money Man Big Al McMorty. Big Al, week 2 college football. It's not the sexiest slate with only one top 25 matchup, but hey, there's still money to be made, games to be played, and games to be watched. What's happening, my man? How you doing?
Good, and that one top 25 matchup is my alma mater, Michigan, traveling to Norman to play the Oklahoma Sooners. So for me, it's almost like a normal Saturday because I've got a big game to look forward to. But yeah, from a handicapping standpoint, it's certainly not as interesting as last week where you had those, 4 teams in the top 10 all go down to defeat. So I don't think we're going to see any upsets today, but that doesn't mean it won't be an interesting day. We've said that before where you have those days where it just looks like, a lot of uninteresting games. And then all of a sudden you see, one of those big name teams lose outright. So maybe something interesting will happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you consider week 2 overreaction week to week 1?
Yes and no. For me, I've got, like on my card, I have 10 plays today. And it's a combination of momentum plays where I'm taking teams that played maybe really well in week 1. And another part of my plays are going against teams that played really well in week 1. So I kind of look at a week 2 both ways. There are some teams that I want to ride the momentum with and some teams I want to go against after a good game. So I wouldn't say it's 100% overreaction week. No.
Fair enough.
What about you? How do you look at it?
I think I would look at it through that lens of overreaction. I'm looking to see who's I have 4 plays today in college football. Not too big of a sample size for me. But there's a couple spots where I think teams played really well last week and they're being there's a little too much hype following one win. So we'll see. A lot of blowouts today. A lot, so a lot of huge spreads.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss. The Chargers got it done last night. Shout out to the Chargers, Justin Herbert, and them boys finally beating the Chiefs. They had lost them 7 straight times.
7 straight, yeah.
Yeah. I thought the field was 10 million times better than what it was last year. That was a good sign to see. Johnson finally learned how to catch the football. That was cool to see. And Harrison Butker threw that game off. That's all that happened, really. That's all I think that happened. I don't think people understand how big like a missed extra point changes the entire trajectory of a game. It just takes the game on the trajectory it was off and just throws it completely out the window. So when the Chiefs score that touchdown to tie it and he misses that field goal, that just throws the whole thing out the window. Now you got to go for 2. They didn't get the 2. Now you're chasing. No.
Well, yeah, I didn't watch any of the game because it was on YouTube, so I skipped it.
Actually, speaking of that, shout out YouTube. I thought they did a really good job. I thought they did better than I thought they would. It wasn't really buffering. It was a good stream, and it kind of is a sign of what's to come. The fact that the NFL game was just on YouTube is insane. Shout out YouTube. We love YouTube.
Yeah, I turned on my TV. I didn't have the app on my TV. I'm like, I don't need to watch it. So,
yes, sir. I'm not making excuses, y'all. I'm telling y'all what happened. Harrison Butker missed the field goal, missed the extra point. That's what happened. It's not an excuse. That's what happened. And then the Chargers executed in the 4th quarter and got the win. It was a close, competitive game. Mahomes almost pulled off his usual devil magic that he always does. That one pass where he jumped and threw it across. Bro, he's insane. He's the best quarterback in football. I'm standing on that.
He's the best quarterback ever.
Yeah. So, shout out to the Chargers, though. Take the Chargers. Shout out to the Chargers, man. Shout out to them boys. Money making Saturday, Al. You ready to do it?
Sure. Yeah, lots to talk about.
Let's do it. We're gonna start our day in. Oops. There we go. We're gonna start our day in Major League Baseball.
Oh, curveball. Okay.
Curveball. I haven't done too much baseball looking into the entire card today, but I will tell you my thoughts. And as of right now, currently, I have no premium in baseball today. So, there's that. But let's do it. We discuss every game every day. So let's keep the tradition rolling. And these are way out of order. All right. We got Blue Jays, Yankees, Luis Hill versus Chris Bassett. Yankees now $1.45 home favorite. We have the Cubs and the Nationals. Ooh, these are way out of order. And that one is Boyd versus Lord. We have the Marlins and the Phillies. In this one is a hell of a matchup. I mean, these graphics are wrong. I just realized I'm gonna have to. Man, it's that time of year, yeah. I know the college football is right. In Phillies Marlins, we have Luzardo versus Sandy Alcantara. Man, Luzardo back in Miami, making a start. These guys used to be 1 and 2 for this Miami rotation, man. So, yeah, I know I love these two guys dearly. I can't believe they're pitching against each other today. This is a J-style game. I will have to watch this today. We have the White Sox and the Tigers. The best pitcher on the planet's on the mound today. His name is Rick Scoop. On the other side is Martin Perez, who has pitched really well recently. And we have the Brewers and the Pirates. Brandon Woodruff versus Mitch Keller. 5 games to start the day, Al. Blue Jays, Yankees, Nationals, Cubs, Phillies, Marlins, White Sox, Tigers, Brewers, Pirates. How we feeling?
I'm looking at the pinstripes. Louis Hill on the mound. Chris Bassett starting for the Jays. And Toronto's now lost 6 of Bassett's last 7 starts. The Yankees have won 9 of Hill's last 13. I like the Yankees here. You know, you can see it minus $1.36 right now at DraftKings, minus 134 at Circa. So in that price range. Yeah, I like the Yankees.
I like the other side. I like the Blue Jays.
Oh, no, don't say that.
I know, I do. Blue Jays have kicked the crap out of the Yankees all season long, and you're going to continue to get plus money. I got to take it. The Blue Jays, I don't know who needs to hear this, are the better baseball team. They're the better offensive team. While Chris Bassett has struggled on the road, and Luis Hill and the Yankees have one behind Luis Hill, I think the way that this Blue Jays offense has looked recently, I think they can carry us through here. 7 runs, 13 runs, 12 runs, 8 runs. That's 4 of their last 5 games. So this is an offensive team playing well, trying to lock up the division here, lead the season series 8-3. It would have to be the plus money with the better team for me here. Yankees overrated, overvalued per usual. Phillies, Marlins, man, oh man. Give me under 7.5. I think they duel. Man. Sandy's been really good of recent. I'm glad all the Sandy haters not on my show today, so they can't spew that hate that they be spewing. Sandy's been really good of recent, and Luzardo, we know who he is. Marlins haven't been great offensively, so I do definitely think Luzardo in a ballpark he's been really comfortable in his entire career can pitch well. And I just think this is a classic under game, pitchers duel style game. And then White Sox Tigers, I like an under too. I probably parlay at White Sox Tigers under and Phillies Marlins under. Martin has been really good since starting to pitch for the White Sox, and Scooble's the best pitcher in baseball. So that's first slot of the day, ladies and gentlemen. We keep it rolling. We got the Mets and the Reds. Tong on the mound for the Mets. Brady Singer on the mound for the Reds. Tanner Bybee on the mound for Cleveland. Shane Baz on the mound for Tampa. We have the Dodgers and the Orioles. Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers. Trevor Rogers on the mound for the Orioles. Mariners, Braves. Bryce Miller versus Waldrop. And Astros, Rangers, Hunter Brown versus Jacob deGrom. All right, man. Here's what we're doing. Here's what I'm doing here. I'm taking the Orioles behind Trevor Rogers. Trevor Rogers is him. He's just him. And the Orioles behind him. They just love to play behind him. And the Dodgers, well, we know about them on the road. So it's just a value play at this point. If you bet the Dodgers on the road this season, you're probably living under a freeway. Like, that's how bad they've been. Would it shock me if the Dodgers won this game today? No, but I'm specifically talking value, and it just doesn't get any better than this to me than fading the Dodgers on the road. Trevor Rogers, one of the most profitable pitchers recently. Orioles kind of in this danger zone, the underdog. We're out of the playoffs, but still competitive zone. I like the Orioles in that one. I like the Braves. Shout out to the Mariners. Thank you, Seattle. Thank you. Thank you. I love y'all to death. I love Seattle, man, because this shit is comical. I've been telling y'all for 6 months this collapse in September, in August, September was coming. You know how I knew it was coming? Because it always happens. It always happens. It always happens. This shit is funny. It is hilarious, bro. And the same thing I just said about the Orioles, I'm feeling the same way about the Braves. Now that they're, not really in the playoff race, done cooked, they're still a talented team, and they're dangerous in these style spots. So I just expect Seattle to continue to falter. They're still way cross country. They got a really tough schedule for the remainder of the season. Today's the day they fall out of the playoff race. Or not out of, today's the day they fall out of the wild card. It happened, and it happened today. Shout out Waldrop. Shout out the Braves. Let's get it done. And the reason they fall out of the wild card today is because my team, the Texas Rangers, surpassed them and gained the wild card spot today with a win over the Houston Astros. The Astros are faltering. The Astros are cracking. The Astros, man, I love what I'm seeing from them right now. My Rangers are playing with some swag. The Rangers are playing some of their best baseball of the season. Mama, that man, Jacob deGrom's on the mound today. And I think the Rangers get it done. So just looking at who these two teams have been over the last 10 games, over the last week, the Rangers are definitely the better team in the better form through almost every lens you look at it through. And I trust deGrom more than I trust Hunter Brown, even though Hunter Brown's been solid this season. So homer play. Jay, I'm on the Rangers, and they gained the wild card spot today. That's what I like in this slot. Al, how you feeling?
I'm going to take Yamamoto. I hear what you're saying. Obviously Baltimore is really playing well as a spoiler right now. But Yamamoto's been great in his career on the road. He's not one of those guys that, wilts on the road. So the Dodgers behind him on the road, they've gone 16-7 when priced on the road from minus 150 or as a favorite of minus 150 or less. They're 11-3 in that price range. He's having a great season. They don't always win, behind him, but he's got a 2.82 ERA, 1.05 WHIP. He's 5-2 in his 9 interleague starts this season. So he's done nothing wrong. I'm fine with him. I'm going to take Yamamoto minus the $1.40 ish.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Last slot from Major League Baseball before we talk some college football, which I know a lot of you are here for, but can't forget baseball, man. Can't forget it. Can't forget it. I'll be having to tell myself that sometime. Like I forgot it yesterday. Even I knew I should have had the Blue Jays yesterday. I told y'all on the show it was the Blue Jays yesterday. Like I loved them. I don't know why I didn't have it yesterday. I don't know. But today, to close it out, we got the Royals and the Twins. Joe Ryan on the mound for the Twins. Kolak on the mound for the Royals. For the Giants and the Cardinals, it's old man Verlander versus Palante. Padres Rockies is Vasquez versus Brown. Red Sox Diamondbacks, Lucas Giolito versus Brandon Pfaadt. And last game of the night is JT Ginn on the mound for the A's and Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for the Angels. Al, anything else last slot?
I don't think so. I'm just looking. Yeah, I mean the only, I guess the previous grouping had the Lone Star State game between Houston and Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean I would take Hunter Brown as an underdog. That's probably the only other baseball play I look at, but nothing in these five.
Fair. I don't love these last five either. The Giants are red hot right now. It's kind of crazy saying those words. But guess who's on the mound today? Verlander.
No thanks.
Guess what I've done a lot this season? Is cash fading Verlander. So it's just a plus money shot on St. Louis at home where they typically play their better baseball. Palante's not terrible. He's not great. He's not good, but he's not god awful. He's bad, but he's not god awful. Verlander has been dealing. I'll give you credit. He has been dealing, but I don't know. I feel like I definitely feel like Giants at a minus $1.30 with Verlander on the road is a bad play, even if they are hot. That's just my thoughts. So baseball betting, I'm still value. It's this value for me when I look at baseball. And home plus money on the Cardinals, fading Verlander and what he's been this season overall. And the Giants as a road favorite. The two worst favorites in baseball this season have been the Giants and the Dodgers. Two worst. So that's why I just like fading them.
I'm just curious because I haven't looked, but where's Atlanta in that list?
They might be up there too.
I mean,
let me see.
I'm just curious.
We got a couple minutes. Let me see. We hopping to college football. MLB. Let's do as a favorite. Who do you think the best team in baseball as a favorite is this year?
Okay, I wouldn't know. I would say the Brewers, but what do I know?
They're number 2. This is just
Blue Jays.
This is win percentage wise. It's Milwaukee's number 2. It's I wouldn't have even thought this. This is insane. It's the Rangers at 48-24.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Where's Atlanta?
Atlanta is 47-45 this season, 51%.
But does it show what the money lost is?
No, I don't have the money lost up right here. This is just the percentages.
Where do they rank as, like,
middle of the pack?
Okay.
In terms of just win percentage as a favorite. The Dodgers are 56% as a favorite, 71-54. but that's win percentage. I don't have money.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Atlanta was laying a lot of big numbers early on.
All right, man. That's baseball for the day. Let's talk some college football. All right. We start. First game on the day is FIU versus Penn State. Penn State laying 41.5 points. Baylor versus SMU is here. SMU laying 2.5. Texas Tech versus Kent State. Texas Tech laying 48.5. Texas A&M, Utah State. Texas A&M laying 31.5. Some of these are not necessarily in order either. Texas, San Jose State. Texas laying 37.5 now at the moment. Illinois, Duke. Illinois, 2.5 point road favorites in that one. Basically, Al, we're going to do 11 through or noon Eastern through 3:30 Eastern, first slot of the day. So, how we feeling? How you feeling? How you feeling?
So like noon through 3:29 p.m. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to look at two favorites. First favorite is the biggest favorite on the entire card today, Texas Tech minus 48.5 over Kent State. The Golden Flashes are the worst team in FBS college football. Everyone knows that. Over the last two seasons, they're 2-23 straight up. Dating back to December 2021, they're 10-25-1 ATS. They did end a 21-game losing streak by beating Merrimack, an FCS school last week, 21-17. But the Warriors actually out-yarded the Golden Flashes by 32 yards, and Kent probably would have lost the game straight up had they not returned a kickoff for 100 yards for a TD. So I think obviously they got real happy last week ending their 21-game win streak, but now they have to play Texas Tech. In Lubbock. Good luck. The Raiders are 67-43 ATS with 2 pushes as a home favorite of more than 8 points. I'm laying, I don't care that's 48.5. This is going to be a rout. I'm going to lay the 48.5. And the other one is a much smaller favorite that I like, Jay. I like Illinois minus 2.5 over Duke. I see a lot of people out there thinking that, this is a sucker bet. Illinois is only favored by 2.5. They're ranked 12th in the country or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I see a lot of people wanting to play on Duke. I think that's a mistake. I've got a lot of decent systems on Illinois. Also, Big Ten teams are now 50-25 ATS off big wins by 45 or more points. If they were a favorite of 14 points or less in their current game. So at minus 2.5, that qualifies. They won last week over the Leathernecks 52-3. So they're coming off a big win. I'll take Illinois as a momentum play.
A lot of Duke love out there, man. It's a lot of Duke love. It's a lot of Duke
there
love.
is. I don't get it, but tomorrow we'll find out if I'm dead wrong or if I was right.
There's 2 games here that's the same way. Illinois Duke and SMU Baylor, I think, are in the same wheelhouse for me. And I have not a bet on either one of them. Some really sharp people that I respect a lot are on both of them. They're on Baylor and they're on Duke. I like the other side of both. I like Illinois as well. I think Duke and Baylor give me sharp chaser special is what they give me. And when I say that, let me preface this the right way. I feel in college football, the lines are out for multiple weeks, really a full week long. Sharps for me, are people that come in, bet the line early, and move the line. Those people that are doing that are betting a specific number, not a specific team. But later on in the week, everybody sees that those people move that line, move that number, and they want to bet that team, thinking that the person who was sharp betting the number is betting the team. And so I call those people who are betting that team instead of that number sharp chasers. And I love fading the sharp chasers. Sharps are sharp, and they got in early and got their number. They're cool. They're cool at the number they're at. So I say all that to say that number is gone. And at 2.5, Illinois, I believe, is the better football team in the trenches, quarterback wise. I think they're the more well coached team. Duke is a basketball school, in my opinion. That's what they are. I think Illinois comes out here and wins this football game. I love that I'm now under 3. I would lean Illinois laying the 2.5. Baylor, SMU. I was on Baylor last week, and I was tremendously disappointed with their performance. I was not as high on Auburn coming into this season. I don't think Jackson Arnold is all that great, but he looked good last week against Baylor. So the dilemma for me is Auburn that good and they just exposed Baylor a little bit? Or is Baylor just outright overrated? Because this is now back-to-back weeks against 2 quality opponents where they're getting line respect. And there's a lot of us were on Baylor last week. Sharp play at home, Auburn coming in, SEC school, looked like a good spot. No. And this kind of feels the same way, where it's like SMU's the better team. They are. And at home, SMU got its swag back, man. Is SMU a little overrated based on last season? Maybe. But then again, probably not. Only 2.5 against Baylor is crazy. Like, I like the SMU. I'm fading all the sharp chasers on Baylor. A lot of sharp people I know on Baylor, man. They are. But I'm fading them. I'm telling you my thoughts and my opinion. So I'm on SMU. Let me see if there's anything else. My Texas boys, I think they take San Jose behind the shed. What's the line? The line is 37.5. That's a lot of points to lay, 40 goddamn points. I'm not betting it. But coming off the loss to Ohio State, they probably open the floodgates here and beat the shit out of San Jose. So let me see if there's anything else here in this early slot, man, so I can get y'all some info. Penn State, I would probably lay it. James Franklin loves beating the shit out of bad teams. He can't beat good teams, though, but he beats the shit out of bad ones. And that's probably what's going to happen here. They might score every time they touch the football. And do you have FIU scoring on Penn State? In Penn State? Hell no, I don't. Give me FIU team total under. I wonder what their team total even is. It's probably 3. And I would go under. Iowa State. There's a lot of weird things running through this game. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. I feel like it's like the road team has like covered or won.
Road team does well. They've won, I think, 4 or 5 in a row. I think they're, off the top of my head, like maybe 29-15 ATS. I can quickly look at that. But yeah, it's a road dominated series.
Yeah. Right now, I see 3 and a hook on Iowa. I would grab it. That hook looms really large for me. Iowa State is the better football team, but in a rivalry style game like this, Battle of the In-State, you throw that shit out the window. You throw everything out the window. And I'm just expecting a close competitive game. So I'll grab the 3 and the hook.
Yeah, road team has won 5 straight. They've covered 4 straight. They're 29-15 ATS. That's where the money has been profitable. Not with the revenge team. Doesn't favorite underdog doesn't matter. Revenge doesn't matter. Just the road team.
Fair enough. Let me see if there's anything else. I know y'all gonna be asking about these games. That's why I'm just trying to give you some thoughts on them. I would lean probably. I don't know. Nah. Hell no. If there was a dog I would take at a big number, it might be Utah State against A&M. I just don't trust A&M laying 31.5. Is it a hater play more so than anything? Yeah, I'll be honest.
This I'm just looking at Iowa. Iowa, they've now won the last 6 games in Ames. Iowa's won straight up. So the Cyclone fans have not been happy, in their home stadium. The last time Iowa State won at home was 2011 in this rivalry.
I like Iowa. Turn me up. I wonder if they play for they got to play for a trophy in this one. I wonder what's the trophy called.
I think it's called the Cy-Hawk, like CY for Cyclone, and then Hawk for Hawkeyes. I think it's like the Cy-Hawk trophy.
Okay. My favorite trophy is another Iowa game. It's against
Minnesota,
the Floyd Rosedale, the Little Pig.
What do they play for?
The Little Pig. It's a pig.
Little Pig. That's
Floyd. It's called Floyd Rosedale, I think. That's a little pig.
Yeah. I think the 2 best rivalry games, without a doubt, I don't know if they play for anything, would be, Michigan, Ohio State, and Auburn, Alabama.
Fuck no, Al.
Are you saying Texas, Oklahoma is better than those 2?
Hell yeah.
Okay. It's up there. It's up there.
Can't wait.
I'm sure there's someone like in North Carolina saying, what are you saying? Those are better than Duke, North Carolina? So yeah, I get it. I do think Michigan, Ohio State is number 1 though.
Fair. Some of the comments there said not even close, Jay. Hell no, Jay.
but does Oklahoma and Texas play for a trophy or anything? Like,
bro, so
it's the Red River rivalry game, but
Red River rivalry, man. We play at the Cotton Bowl.
No, I know that, but is there a trophy? Like, do you guys like just?
It's deeper than that. Than that. It's deeper than that.
Okay, so you're saying there's no trophy?
I don't think there's a trophy.
I don't think there's a trophy in Michigan, Ohio State either. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't need a trophy.
half orange, half red. At the state fair.
Yeah.
Dirt. Not better than Auburn, Bama, Jay. Fair.
I tell you, I lived in Dallas for several years. I don't think I ever went to an OU Texas game.
That's crazy. I haven't been to one either, though.
Oh, okay. So it makes me feel better.
Yeah, I've been at the fair where the game is going on, but I haven't physically gone to the game.
Yeah.
So I might go this year. We'll see. They're gonna charge an arm and a leg. All right. Let's keep it rolling. I have no plays in that early window. So all my games are late today that I like. I have 4 in college football today that I like a lot.
Yeah, I've got a lot of early games.
One more. I got to take my alma mater, East Texas A&M against Florida State. Shout out to us. Florida State, after beating Bama, laying 45 points, they win the game by 38. At least I'm hoping. We'll see. Okay. Now we keep it rolling, ladies and gentlemen. Now we keep it rolling. We have what are we doing next? We went up to 3:30 Eastern, so we will start with Grambling, Ohio State. Ohio State is laying 55 damn points. Battle of the Bands at halftime. No, that's the real game. It's the halftime show.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State, Oregon. Oregon laying 28.5 currently. Clemson, Troy. Clemson laying 30.5 on Troy. Ole Miss, Kentucky. Ole Miss 8.5 point road favorites. Tennessee's laying 41 on East Tennessee State. Kansas, Missouri's a good one. Where that graphic went. But yeah, Kansas, Missouri's a good one. There it is. Missouri's 5.5 point home favorites. Colorado, Delaware's in there. Fresno, Oregon State's in there. UAB, Navy's in there. I think those are the big ones here in this slot, Al. And we'll go up to, we'll stop at 7 Eastern. And then we'll do 7 Eastern to close last. Any games on this slate interest you in this midday?
Yeah. I like the Ducks. Coming off that big win over Montana State, 59-13. The Ducks are favored by a big number here. You know, you see it at 27.5 or 28 over the Cowboys, but Oregon's pretty reliable as a big favorite. 76-51 ATS when priced from 13.5 to 39.5 points. They also do well off big offensive games. They're 32-16 ATS after scoring 55 or more points. I'm going to lay the 27.5 with Oregon. I'm also going to lay the points with Missouri. Under Drinkwitz, they've just been an ATM machine. They're 28-13 ATS their last 41, including 7-0 when priced from -1.5 to -11.5 points. Kansas historically has been horrible on the road, 55-93 ATS with 2 pushes their last 150 road games. So I'm going to lay the 5.5 with Mizzou.
I agree with Mizzou. Earlier in the week, I liked Kansas a lot, and then I kind of deep dove it a little more. Kansas had its first 2 games at home, in their new stadium. Like, everything just was perfect for Kansas to start the year. Now you take a Big 12 team, take them out on the road against a Missouri team who early in the season, a lot of people aren't high on. That's the thing about Mizzou, is a lot of people aren't high on this team, but I think they're a lot better than the general masses will give them credit for right now. This might be one of Drinkwitz's best teams that he's had in quite some time. And I think they kind of put that on display today. So Kansas feels a little public underdoggy to me. And I think Mizzou wins this game by a touchdown plus. So I like Daniels for Kansas. I do. I like him a lot. But I think he struggles on the road. Against the SEC.
66% of the money per Don Best anyway, which I don't really care about this kind of stuff, but 66% of the money is on Kansas.
Yeah, they feel real public underdoggy to me. So we'll see. I kind of like Clemson. It's not enough to go premium. I have 3 plays today that are behind the woodshed blowout winners, the games that I'm laying the points, and I have no problem laying it. Clemson, I have a slight problem laying it. They should beat the shit out of Troy. Like, they should beat them up. But Dabo's also that type of coach, so they win this game by 28. Like, I don't know. I just got a gut feeling. So Clemson should beat the shit out of Troy. That's the message, is they should. Do they? Might be a 28-point win. I'm with Al. I don't think this one is, though. I think this one is a behind the woodshed 42-7. 42-7, Oregon. I done learned my lesson over the past couple seasons about fading Oregon in outs, and especially early season. And also, Mike Gundy, why'd you do that, bruh? We all know at this point, stop giving Oregon bulletin board material. Stop. This is a team that feeds off of that type of stuff. You know, this is a team that looks for motivation and everything. Mike Gundy come out this week. I mean, if I had $150, whatever he said, $1 million roster, like, you know, we'd be a different program too. Shut up. And I kind of like what Dan Lanning said too. He was like, it's not my fault my program invests into winning. So, I mean, matter of fact, let me show you what investing into winning look like when we come out here and beat the shit out of y'all at home. I kind of think is the mantra. So, Oklahoma State's not good. They weren't good last year, and I think they get ran off the field today in Outson, in Eugene. Hold on, let me see what else is in this middle of the day slot. And I had a couple premiums in here. A game I don't have a premium on is Kentucky Ole Miss. I would lean Kentucky personally. I don't have any money on it right now, but I would lean Ole Miss in the revenge game. I think the line kind of tells you what you need to know, up and over a touchdown. So you need them to win by touchdown and a field goal. I think people kind of think Ole Miss took a step back, losing guys like Jackson Dart and company, but I think in the NIL era, you got a cool head coach like they do in Lane Kiffin. I think he's reloaded and ready to go in here and avenge one of their worst losses of the season last year. So give me Ole Miss. It didn't make my premium card, though, y'all. It didn't. But that's really it for me here in this one. My favorite play of the day is in this slot, though. You can scoop it up, PickDawgz Premium. If I lose that play today, I would be floored, shocked. So we'll see.
Maybe I was going to say maybe we should say what we have over at PickDawgz Premium now before we get into the last slot.
Let's do it. What do you have for sale today over at PickDawgz Premium?
I mean, I've got 11 football plays, 10 in the United States, 1 in Canada. So big card, a lot of early games. I've got my non-conference game of the month. That's probably the featured play among the 11. But yeah, really, really good card. And, you know, over the last year, the record's 875 and 675 plus 118.02 net games. So if you're betting 1,000 a game flat, you're up 118,000. So yeah, get all 11 plays. Best bet is to just join for a week, a month, team you up with Jay under the 2-for-1 handicapper special, and we'll make you some money on this money-making Saturday.
Fair enough. Hop on Big Al McMorty, continue to kick the crap out of the books. Ladies and gentlemen, for me today, 4 plays from college football, 1 from the WNBA. It's been a really profitable week for me. I was 3-0 on Monday, 2-1 on Tuesday, 2-0 on Wednesday. The last 2 days, Thursday, Friday, I went 1-1 each. Thursday, I went 1-1 plus some value. I should have grabbed the 8 with the Cowboys. I should have grabbed the 8. Of course, y'all know my game. Outright money line plus 370. I needed it. So I lost my first play of the season. The Aces that night. And then last night, I did have the Chiefs. I'm 0-2 in the NFL, sadly. But I cashed again in the WNBA. Last night, I forgot who I had last night. Somebody ball. Oh, the Fever. It took the sky behind the shed. Shout out to the Fever. So, yeah, man, I have 4 plays from college football today. My college football big play of the week. You can scoop that play up. I have a really pretty penny on that play today, like a really pretty penny. One of my biggest bets of the year thus far, 2025. I will be highly shocked if I don't win that play today. So I'm just telling y'all what it is. Then I have 3 other plays in college football. All 3 of those plays are in a 3-pack. It's called my Behind the Woodshed Blowout Winners 3-pack. All 3 games in that pack are huge spreads. It's a lot of huge spreads in week 2. They're huge spreads, but I genuinely believe all 3 teams should win by margin, no sweat, and get it done. So 4 plays from college football, and I have 1 play from the WNBA today. Red hot in the WNBA. I've hit, 7 in a row on my top play in the WNBA on the night. So scoop it up. Scoop it up. Scoop it up. I love today's play. I love today's play in the WNBA. So scoop it up. Keep it rolling. Been a really good week, man. Been a really good week. And y'all know me, when I'm hot, it's just that's how it be. It's just how it be. So. Last slot of the day, Al. The biggest games in this slot are, of course, the big one. The only ranked game of the weekend, Oklahoma versus your Michigan Wolverines. Oklahoma 5.5-point home favorites. We also have North Carolina, Charlotte in this slot. Will Bill Belichick and company bounce back? We have Army, Kansas in this slot. Kansas State, in this slot. LSU, Tech. Arizona State, Mississippi State. Auburn, Ball State. Nebraska, Akron. Alabama, UL Monroe. BYU, Stanford. San Diego State, Washington State. And Hawaii, Sam Houston. Any thoughts to close out the day, Al?
Yeah, I'm going to take 1 underdog, 1 favorite. I'm going to take the 6.5 points with the Bulldogs against the Sun Devils. Revenge game for Miss State. They lost by 7 last year, 30-23 to Arizona State. But the Sun Devils, they're 7-19 ATS as a road favorite of -6.5 or more points versus revenge-minded foes, including 0-6 ATS if their opponent's off a straight-up win. So that doesn't bode well for Arizona State. Miss State had a nice win last week, 34-17 over Southern Mississippi. I'm going to look for it to get its 2nd straight win. I think it'll probably win straight up. So I like Miss State. Then I'm going to take a big favorite. I'm going to take BYU -20.5 over Stanford. Huge win last week for the Cougars, 69-0 against Portland State. They're favored, obviously, by a big number here versus the Cardinal. But Stanford's 41-3 ATS, its last 63. It's also 0-12 ATS with 1 push, its last 13 against opponents off a win by 24 or more points. So I've got no problem laying the big number with BYU. I'm going to lay the 20.5.
I'm with you. Stanford's not a good team. They got beat by Hawaii. BYU, always a little underrated. This team was really good last year, and I think they're going to be good again this year. How good, we'll see. But this is no competition. The line tells you what you need to know. Stanford's going to get blown out. I also like Hawaii against Sam Houston. Solid bounce back spot at home for Hawaii. You got a small school like Sam Houston traveling to Hawaii. Their players probably more so worried about being in Hawaii than playing the Hawaii team. And Hawaii, they got some swag this year. I like their quarterback. I do. And I know they got blown out by Arizona last week. Al kind of told me that was going to happen last week. I was like, I'm high on Hawaii. He's like, yeah, they finna get blown out. But this week, I think it's a solid bounce back game. Sam Houston's not anything good to talk about. Beat up by Western Kentucky, beat up by UNLV. I think Hawaii wins this game by a touchdown. Alabama bounces back and blows the doors off of UL Monroe. They talked so much shit about Kalen DeBoer and Alabama and all that over the week, bro. They have no choice but to come out and smash UL Monroe. They have no choice. I am higher on that Florida State team than a lot of people. I told y'all last week, Florida State money line. I think so. I think it's an overreact. This is one of the overreaction games where it's like Alabama's not as bad. You know, they're fine. Okay, they're fine. But this is the lowest they've been ranked in the second week of the season in a minute. They're what, 21? Well, Kalen DeBoer already on that hot seat. I was seeing fire his ass after last week. I feel sorry for the man. He really could have stayed in Washington and been a legendary coach, like just retired and been their best coach ever. Instead, he chased the fame, chased the money, and ain't finna run him out of.
Yeah, it's a smart move, though. I mean, you know, you're Washington going from the Pac-12 to the Big Ten, where you're going to be, in some ways, an afterthought.
He would have been middle of the pack there, Washington, a couple good seasons, not have the scrutiny and the hate of being at damn.
I mean, if you're in the business of being a college football coach and Alabama comes calling, there's only one choice: you go.
To follow up Saban, no.
No. And look, there's no good. I mean, we both understand that that's a horrible thing to try to follow up. You know, the best coach, one of the best coaches ever.
Asking for it.
Yeah, but you still do. I mean, like it's the pinnacle. It's one of the best jobs in college football. Like you go, like there's not a choice there.
Exactly. No, you're right.
But I think, but look, he's a good coach. But yeah, it's.
I like him more than most people. I think they beat the shit out of UL Monroe today. We'll see.
I mean, don't forget, you know, not like what DeBoer might be going through, but it wasn't too long ago that people were calling for, you know, Ohio State, you know, after they lost to Michigan. That, you know, what they end up doing, they end up ripping off 4 straight wins and winning the national championship. So
you're right.
You know,
I don't like Midday either. He's probably one of my least favorites.
I know, but like people were calling for his head, and all he did was go out and like rebound off the lowest point of the season and win the national championship. So, yeah.
Last one I'll talk about the big one. I'll cover your ears.
Oh, you're taking the Sooners. I can take it.
I'm taking the Sooners. Norman is a tough place to play. And I worry about Bryce Underwood and his first. I don't count last week. Last week don't count. He threw what, 5 passes? That last week don't count. First real game, and you got to go to Norman and play Oklahoma. Shit. And this Oklahoma defense is really good this year. They're really good. I like an under in this game. I think that's probably the solid play. Just don't overcomplicate it. Black and blue, historic programs, under. 2 Jordan brand schools, too. 2 Jordan brand schools. But ultimately, Mateer is really good. And I think, aided by the home crowd, Oklahoma wins this game by 2 field goals or a touchdown. Michigan, solid team. You know, I don't have any bad words to speak of them. I think they have a bright future. I think Bryce Underwood has a bright future. I just think it's a really tough ask out the gate in Oklahoma. So, and Oklahoma's better this year than they have been in the past couple of seasons. And I don't know if the general public is caught up to that yet. So that's why I like Oklahoma today, laying 5.5 points. We'll see. And I like the under. That's it, though. That's all for college football. Anything you might have missed today in college football, Al?
that I haven't talked about. There was one game. Hold, bear with me. I just have to look up something real quick. Might give a 7th free play here. Trying to think what the team was. Oh, okay. North Texas against Western Michigan. Yeah, I like North Texas. Currently see it minus 10.5 in most spots. Yeah, I would lay the points with North Texas.
Last one. I got one more too. Do we have a graphic for it? I think we do. There it is. Y'all know last year I bought all the way into the hype. I bought all the way in. All aboard the hype train. I'm still there. Money line. Let's go, Vandy. SEC football, baby. SEC football, baby. Vandy be being, I think it's down to 1.5. Everybody on Vandy. I think for good reason. I do. This Vandy team is good. Virginia Tech. I didn't like what I saw from them offensively last week against South Carolina. South Carolina is really good this year, but I don't know. I like Vandy. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Because I like Vandy. It didn't make my premium card, but I like Vandy. I'm trying to really cut down and only on my premiums. I just only have 4. I could have had 10 like Al. I really could have had 10. But I tell myself this week I'm hammering hard on the games that I absolutely love. If I wouldn't put a really substantial amount of money on it, then I left it alone. And there are a lot of games I like Vandy, but that's kind of how I get Vandy. Now we got 2 games left, and then we're done. We'll do parlays and get out of here. The 2 games left are from the WNBA. We have the Connecticut Sun and the who they playing? I just forgot.
Phoenix
Mercury. Phoenix laying 10.5, and we have the Lynx and the Valkyrie. Lynx laying 6.5. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'm grabbing the 10.5 with Connecticut. They're 90 and 65 ATS off back-to-back point spread losses. Also, double-digit home dogs have done pretty well in the WNBA when they're playing an opponent off back-to-back wins. Of course, the Mercury are on a 6-game win streak. But when you get a double-digit home dog, playing a team off back-to-back wins, they've covered 58% of the time. So I'm going to take the 10.5 with the Sun.
I would lean towards the Sun too. It's just to play on the spot, play on the situation. Bounce back game at home. It also happens to be a double revenge game. Y'all hear me say that all the time in hoops. I love the angle. It's been profitable for me. The Sun are a bad basketball team. I don't bet them often. The Mercury are red hot right now. But not necessarily the way you would think. That 6-point win on the road at Washington is kind of concerning. And I kind of think it's something similar here, like a 7-8 point win for the Mercury. Cool win. Got the job done. Just didn't take them behind the shed. And then Lynx Valkyrie. Shout out to the Valkyrie. First expansion team to clinch a playoff spot. Oh my God. Shout out to the Valkyrie, man. I know I love this team. I love them. But it was bittersweet, right? It was bittersweet. Because we got the news that we made the playoffs, right? And as soon as we got the news that we made the playoffs, we also got the news that our first playoff game ever will not be in Valhalla. No! How you screw that up? How do you screw that up? How? The best home venue in the NBA. That's my first playoff game. We're not going to be able to be at home? That's nasty. they're going to play it in San Jose, 45 miles away. The reason is because the Chase Center is already booked, and it was booked before. Like, it's something that was booked for a while. For that weekend.
They just assumed the expansion team was not making the playoffs.
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's nasty, bro. Y'all know how I feel about Ball Hollow, man. I've been yapping about it all season. In this game, I like the Valkyrie. I know a lot of people might want to take the Lynx in this spot coming off the 10-point loss to the Aces. The Lynx have been the best team in the NBA this season, but I kind of feel like right now they're in go through the motions mode. Like, there's no real reason for them to come out and do anything crazy. There's no real reason to. You know, everything's locked up. Prioritize health, I kind of think, is the spot here. So this is a double revenge game at home for Golden State. Golden State's playing some of their best basketball of the season. It's their 5th straight home game, so they're comfortable at home. Valkyrie for me. So. Yeah, I read that this morning though. I was like, bro, we're not in Ball Holla for the playoff game. That's nasty. But oh well, what can I do? All I can do is tell y'all, and we can cry about it together. That's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. We covered it all, man. We covered football, college football, baseball, WNBA, money making Saturday. Me and Al, just a little 2-teamer today. That was kind of fun.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I kind of like the being able to talk more rather than, when there's like 8 people, you have to talk less.
Yeah, that was kind of fun today. Smash that like button for us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We already told you what we have going on in PickDawgz Premium. Al has 10 plays. I have 4. He has 9 in college football, 1 in CFL.
No, 10 in college football. I've got 11 plays, so 1 in CFL. Yeah, 10 in the United States, 1 in Canada.
There you go. How much longer does the CFL have in the season?
It'll go through November. They'll play the Grey Cup in November. Yeah, long season.
Shout out to the CFL. Are my Argonauts or Alouettes playing today?
That's a good question. Let's look. There's a lot of games today in the CFL.
Those are my 2 teams because I like their names.
Yeah, there's 3 games. Hamilton versus Montreal, so the Tiger Cats versus the Alouettes. Saskatchewan at Winnipeg, the Rough Riders playing the Blue Bombers. And then the last game is the Calgary Stampeders at the Edmonton Elks.
Fair enough. There you go. You got a free play for CFL or no?
I don't. No free play in the CFL today.
Fair enough. Y'all go beat up Romanelli in his comments. He might get y'all one. But parlay time, Al. Parlay.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about a lot. Let's see. I'll try to pick my 3 favorite ones that we talked about. So let's go Texas Tech minus the points over Kent State. Let's go Missouri minus the points over Kansas. And we will go with let's go Oregon minus the points over Oklahoma State.
I like that. I don't have no early action, so I'm gonna do an early. I'm gonna give y'all 2 parlays. I'm gonna give y'all an early one, just because I want to have some action on the early window while I'm sitting here. So I'm gonna go SMU. I'm gonna go SMU. I'm gonna go Iowa. SMU, Iowa, Illinois. Let's see. Little 11 o'clock window parlay for me. So I don't have any games in that window, premium wise. And then let's go. I'll give you one more. I'll give you 2 more because I'm gonna do one from college. I'm gonna do one from baseball too because I don't have no baseball. Give me Missouri. Give me. It was Missouri, Oklahoma, in Alabama. 3-teamer for the afternoon. And then baseball. Blue Jays, Atlanta Braves, and I'm adding a baseball premium right now. I'm adding one right after the show. I'm adding one. So if you want it, you can keep it up. And we'll do Rangers for the 3-teamer. It's not Rangers, it's not the premium, but there's a play I have to play. I have to play it. And if you know me, you know what it is. I discussed it on the show. You know, I have to play it. So that's it. That's all, ladies and gentlemen. Money making Saturday. Al, I appreciate you joining me today, my man.
I appreciate you too. Thanks for hosting.
Yes, sir. We got a great weekend of football, man. We're back out of the dog days, man. College football today, NFL week 1 starting tomorrow. Well, it started, we had 2 games already, but the full thing, the full shebangs tomorrow. We'll be back with this show tomorrow, same time, same programming. Probably a lot of people on tomorrow for NFL Sunday. It's just how it goes. So you're ready for that tomorrow. I'll have the graphics better tomorrow. And I was a little all over the place today. College football is hard, though, especially doing all those graphics in the morning, lining them up. It's a lot of work. So bear with me. I'll get better as the season progresses. Any final words before we get out of here for the day, Al?
No, yeah, just hop over to PickDawgz. It's a huge money-making Saturday. Love the plays today. That's all I'm going to say.
Appreciate y'all. See y'all soon. We're out of here.